Bubba Wallace was sitting comfortably in the playoff picture. Now Joey Logano was ahead of him in the standings. And nobody saw that coming. So what changed in just 2 races? Let's get into it. And hey, real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation news is just getting started. We are pushing for our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every week. Alright, let's get into it. Let's set the scene first. Before all of this, Joey Logano was essentially done. 8 points below the cut line, 45 races without a win. For a 2-time champion, that is a rough stretch, genuinely hard to watch, as the situation was described. But then, North Wilkesboro happened. Logano led 323 of the 450 laps that day. Let that number sink in for a second. That's not just winning. That's not just winning. That's dominating almost the entire race. He won by nearly a second, and he didn't stop there. 2 weeks later at Indianapolis, he backed it up with a 3rd-place finish. 2 strong runs back-to-back. And just like that, he was ahead of Bubba Wallace in the standings. This shift got some real attention. On Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Dirty Mo Media podcast, Jeff Gluck asked who would have thought a few weeks ago that Joey Logano would be ahead of Bubba Wallace in the standings. Jordan Bianchi responded that it's a reversal of fortunes for sure. You know, when guys who cover this sport every week are surprised, that tells you something. But here's the thing. This isn't the first time Logano has done something like this. There's actually a pattern here. Championship 4 appearances in 2014, 2016, 2018, 2018, 2020, 2020, and 2022, and 2024. All even years. 3 cup titles. All in even years. Never once in an odd year. Jordan Bianchi brought this up directly on the podcast, saying you can write off even-numbered Logano all you want, but you shouldn't, and that you do it at your own peril. And 2026 is an even year. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where it really gets real. After Atlanta, Logano was sitting 17th in the point standings. Not exactly where a 2-time champion wants to be. Then, North Wilkesboro came. Logano won. And Wallace finished 6th that day. Logano picked up 25 points for the win. At Indianapolis, Logano ran 3rd. But Wallace got caught up in a late wreck and finished 28th. That's a massive points swing in one race. Logano earned another 32 points there. Added up. 2 races, 57 points for Logano. And everything Wallace had built up before that point suddenly isn't as significant anymore for his chase position. Right now, after Indianapolis, Joey Logano sits 13th with 545 points, and he already has a win locked in. Wallace is 14th with 540 points and no wins so far. So what happens from here? There are 4 races left before Daytona. 2 of them are Iowa and Richmond. And both of those tracks suit Logano well. Penske's short track program is described as one of the best in the entire garage. And right now, it looks like the late season surge has hit the number 22 camp at exactly the right time. Now let's flip over to Wallace's side of things, because there's more going on here than just the points battle with Logano. Wallace needs to stay out of trouble and avoid DNFs at any cost over these next few weeks. Losing points at this stage of the season could be detrimental to his chase hopes. He does have Daytona coming up, and he can lean into his super speedway strengths there. But the number 23 team is inviting a lot of pressure right now. And here's what makes it harder to ignore. Look at what's happening inside 23XI as a whole. Tyler Reddick won 3 straight races to open the year. He's shown all season what these cars are capable of at their best. And then there's Corey Heim, a part-timer, who won the Brickyard 400 this month, in a 23XI car. Meanwhile, Wallace has not been to victory lane once in 2026. Now, to be clear, Wallace's spot on the team is not gone. Heim is confirmed for the number 35 car full-time next year, taking over Herbst's seat. Wallace is expected back in the number 23. That part is settled. But here's what stings a little. Wallace won last year's Brickyard 400, and now, finding himself in a tough spot while a part-timer wins that same race this year? That's not a pretty sight for the number 23 team. The multiple wins from both Reddick and Heim only add more pressure on Wallace to deliver. And the article makes one thing clear. Speed isn't the concern for Bubba. It's consistency. He needs to be consistent over these next 4 weeks to keep his chase hopes alive. So here's the question for you guys. With Iowa and Richmond both favoring Logano's strengths, can Bubba Wallace turn things around before Daytona, or is Logano's even-year magic about to strike again? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed to NASCAR Nation News because we've got a lot more coverage coming your way. See you in the next one.